There we go.
Oh, hell yeah.
Awesome. Fuck yeah.
What's good, dude?
How you been, man?
Sorry, I was trying to get everything fixed up.
All
You had to
good.
use my AirPods. I've been fucking great, actually.
Hell yeah. I love that flag in the background. What is that at?
Oh, shit. My
I'm up
little
here.
coexist guy got. Oh, bro, I'm on the fucking Chromebook right now.
Hell yeah.
My
That's
whole
awesome.
room's a vibe. I'll have to hop in on my phone one time and show you.
Hell yeah. That's
But
awesome.
yeah, I've been doing hella music, hella what's it called, shows and shit. I've been trying to get all my clothes stuff sorted out because I don't know if you know, but I do like a
Sorry, we're getting a little lag.
little.
Lag
Okay, I
there.
think we're good.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, I
Yeah,
did
just a
see
little
you
bit.
have a clothing brand called Truancy, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Can you tell me about that? What's that all about?
Essentially, I started like a few years ago when I dropped out, and I never really had like the utilities or the resources to actually get shit started. But past few like years, I've just been slowly working on everything, like getting everything sorted, getting like the camera and shit, getting all
Yeah.
the design stuff, like looking for manufacturers. Way too much research and
Gotcha.
shit,
Yeah.
and eventually put like enough time in it where people are just like, damn, bro, like this shit's got to get started. So like, I got
Yeah.
people trying to throw money at me and shit, trying to do a whole bunch of stuff.
You ever looked into like Printful to like try to maybe get like an online store at least started?
Uh, I have a little bit of an online store started. I actually cut all the shipping and stuff right now, so like you can't buy anything off the store just for
Gotcha.
the sole fact because we're looking wholesale manufacture right now just to bring
Sweet.
everything in,
Oh
and
yeah.
so we want to do everything like in house. And for the meantime, until my because I'm working with some dude in like Pakistan or whatever. So in the meantime, until I get all that shit sorted, I'm doing like fucking wholesale blanks, getting some supacolor.com. That's like the best website to use if you're getting like if you already have the heat press and shit and all you want to do is just like throw it right on a shirt. It's quick, easy as hell, and it's like quality. It shows you
That's so cool.
exactly how
Hell
to
yeah.
do it.
That's so cool. Fuck yeah. So do you plan on like going how where do you plan on like trying to sell this to besides like online and like social media?
So I have a couple of friends like my investor actually, and so he's using like his all that he wants to handle all the online stuff
Oh
since
yeah.
I'm also a performing artist, like I make music and all that shit. Like I'm pretty much the organic side, so I'll go in like
Gotcha.
set up events, booths at wherever whatever will take us because
So
everywhere's
like the
looking for
creative
vendors at
side.
that rate. And then looking more into like the local, yeah, into the scene, kind of like the ledges type stuff. I know a
Oh
few
yeah.
like fire twirlers, like
Oh, that's
professional
so cool.
clowns and stuff,
That's so
and so
cool.
they want to help me get up in there, get my little stuff going.
Hell yeah. What music do you make?
I'm a rapper essentially,
Hell
and
yeah.
you know what the people want to hear. But it's been actually great in terms of just networking overall, because like a lot of the people I meet, like they're skaters, like BMX artists and
Oh,
or
that's so
stuff,
cool.
like graffiti artists, photographers. I just got into like amateur videography and stuff, and so being able to do all that, and then also just go in and connect and make new customers in every which way.
That's so cool. Where are you
So
playing
it
shows at?
helps overall pretty much.
Hell yeah. Where are you been playing shows at?
Mostly, so my homie Master Puff, he does stuff over at the McAlpine Meadery in Beach City.
Love
That's
that place.
awesome.
Yeah, it's a cool ass place.
We just did we just did Carolyn's Exotic Cuisine in Cleveland, I believe,
Hell
and
yeah.
then usually VE Poetry Lounge. That place was fire. We did a show at the Vortex. The Vortex was
Love the
dope.
place. Love
I
the
like
place.
that a lot.
You ever go over to the sex shop that's next door to the Vortex?
No, I have not. I've heard about it though.
When my band played there the first time, we were like, "Hey, do you guys know there's a sex shop next door?" And I was like, "What the fuck there is?" They're like, "Yeah." I was like, "Let's fucking go." So me, my entire band, and my girlfriend are all walking through and just browsing this fucking sex store during a fucking metal show, and it's just like, why the fuck am I here?
I used to actually know a little too much about all those places just because I have a tendency to date dancers,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
that's
Yeah,
always turned out bad.
yeah. Hey, man, experience that. So I gotta be some fun.
Oh no, it was pretty good times. I'll tell you what,
Hell
but
yeah.
not good mentally.
Gotcha. Yeah. So what's your artist name?
It's Ethan, EFI in your house. Don't gotta creep in.
Hell yeah. So are you on like Spotify, Apple Music, and stuff like that?
All platforms. I just actually went through like a whole ordeal with my previous like management like type engineering, because the guy that I was working with, he has all of my files, he has
Oh, your
everything, like
masters
all
and
my
stuff. Yeah,
stems and
yeah.
all that. But we're no longer on the best of terms, and
Gotcha.
so it's been pretty hard. Like I got to like rearrange all my public stuff, get everything like sorted, try to get it all back in my name.
Hell
So
yeah.
that's not good.
But you have like somewhere I can tag in the podcast bio that we can get people to follow you and start getting your stuff built.
Yes, sir. I have a link tree. It's just Ethan sucks.
Hell
But
yeah, that's awesome.
yes, sir.
That's awesome.
My Instagram has everything else. Ethan fucking sucks. SUX.
Hell yeah. All right, so yeah, go follow him on Instagram. You are on Facebook as well. All platforms, you
Yes,
said.
sir.
All right, go follow him on all
Everything.
platforms. Tell me about like kind of what's your like process like. What is your music kind of like about?
Literally what the people want to hear. I'm the white boy on the scene, so you got to really like make an edge in the way. So I got like my personal stuff. I got a lot of shit in the vault, but if you go through a lot of the stuff that I have, I'm mostly a feature artist. I literally have one song
Gotcha. Okay.
with like 45 people about in it. I got all my engineers, I got my producers, I got security, I got like all the artists and stuff in there. And so I'm trying to make like a whole like group EP right now for everybody to kind of like just work and tap in with each other.
Hell yeah.
I really like it for the producers for the most part, just so they can kind of like bounce ideas off of each other and get like actual constructive criticism.
That's so dope. Hell yeah. That's important when it comes to like writing, having that cool, honest speaking, like creative
Trying to
process where everyone can kind of like say their mind and not, know that no one's gonna be offended. Everyone's just trying to help with, creating something that, you're all trying to work towards.
exactly.
Hell yeah. So how
And
long have you been
it's a great vibe too, because like some people in there, they do like music reviews every week.
hell yeah, so cool.
Oh, sorry, you can go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. So how long have you been doing music for?
It's been roughly like about a year and a half, maybe.
Hell
And
yeah.
so like just trying to get all my shit sorted. Like it's been a long process trying to go through like just working with different engineers, working with different artists and shit, because everybody's process is different. And like sometimes you'll think that you're in like a block, you can't make anything. And so you start just like listening to music with a homie, and then
I
you're
feel
like,
you with
damn.
that. Yeah,
And then stuff just doesn't stop coming.
that's it. Yeah, I can agree with you there. That's a big part of like kind of like my writing process. I'll listen to a lot of stuff, or like sometimes I'll just be scrolling Instagram, listening to like watching reels, and be watching some stupid cheesy like deep thought like stoner like quoted video, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna write a song about whatever the fuck this is, and I'll sit there for like hours just being high as hell, just writing a bunch of fucking shit off just one topic.
My girlfriend hates it because I'm like, I need to write this down. Sorry. And she can't speak to me in that until I get all that down.
So I feel you there. If I don't get some, if I have something that's like going through my head and I don't write it down, I will forget it and I'll remember that I thought of something like a couple hours later, but I can never remember exactly what the hell I was trying to write down.
It was terrible. Trying to like just match the flows with a lot of my songs, especially like whenever you get thrown onto something. It's like, oh, I know he's got something down, so I go and I start like piecing together a lot of different stuff that I've written before, and somehow it's cohesive. It all
Hell yeah,
works.
that's so cool.
Be quiet. Sorry, slow yapper.
Hell yeah, what kind of dog you got? Oh, that's so cute.
It's my girlfriend's Chihuahua. She'll never shut the fuck up.
Oh, I bet I have a blue healer and
She's cool. She's cool though.
she's the most talkative dog ever. My blue healer is she is got the personality of a human. I swear.
So I've heard they're like on par with us. I've heard.
Yeah, yeah.
I actually have a pit lab mix. He is like the sweetest motherfucker ever. He's like 13 years old,
That's so
and
cool.
he is like so damn spry. You
So did you
wouldn't
like?
think that he's that old.
Hell yeah. So do you have you ever like always thought like since like you were a kid that you were gonna be doing music, or is this something that kind of came on
No,
later in life?
like just everybody sitting around smoking, like having freestyles and shit, and then you have
Yeah.
nothing to say, or it all sounds stupid as hell. Like for a while, you'd think like it's not even a possibility. Like, damn, I just suck at this, and then you just keep sucking for a while. And like me and my friend, we literally just stay up till like 4 or 5 a.m. every night
Hell yeah.
and keep working on shit.
Dedication.
And then
Oh
it
yeah,
would
that's
suck.
awesome.
Yeah, he uh, it's like exposure therapy, I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's so cool. Hell yeah. So we lagged a little bit there. What you were saying?
Essentially, just like exposure therapy. Just getting fucking in there trying to suck so bad until it's not terrible.
Oh
And
yeah, that's
especially
awesome.
like playing shows and shit,
Yeah,
like
and-
people will really tell you if you sound repetitive, if you sound like I go and perform in like the heart of Cleveland type shit.
oh yeah.
And so like 4 or 5 rappers there, like you'll at least expect to sound pretty much the same, rapping about the same shit. And it helps being like sort of different from everybody, dressing weird,
No, I feel you
being
there. I've
fucking
always
whatever.
when it came to my band, I always thought about like trying to like what is the exact opposite of everything that everyone that is kind of doing something similar of style that we're doing. Let's do the complete opposite of what they're trying to do.
Exactly. When you're like when especially because it changes between like genres and shit, especially because when you're making like actual like rock music, like metal music and shit, like if you start throwing on masks and coming out looking like Mushroom Head or Slipknot, then
Yeah.
it's the exact same way.
Yeah, so I kind of like to do more of like the in a sense motionless and white kind of style with like the makeup and like being
Okay.
like very
Yep.
like gothic like cloaky kind of style crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, very very witchy kind of look. Is what my girlfriend calls it. Yeah, it's a very witchy look.
I like what's it called? I just started getting into a lot of my girlfriend got me into Dance Gavin Dance and like
Oh yeah.
Hail the Sun
Oh
and
yeah.
shit. And
Was
so
it
I like a lot of like screamy rock.
I love Scream. That's I learned how to do it. I've always tried to scream growing up and I could never figure it out. And then it was like one of our third or fourth practices. I was still playing guitar originally for the band and we couldn't figure out who the hell was gonna be our vocalist. And I was like,
This lag is crazy.
yeah, it is. It's kind of bad. I'm just trying to work through it.
Oh no, you're good. I really want to get into like making actual band music. So yeah, really want to try to like get in that, making like getting into a band type shit. I'm really into like the punk fucking like
Oh yeah, punk's awesome.
scream shit. But it's hard. It's hard trying to switch from doing like trap rap into that shit.
Why?
Trying to switch your brain off.
What do you mean?
Getting into like I found it would be hard to like try to figure out how to put myself in the mode of writing those kind of lyrics and then not trailing off into just rapping about some shit. Which I guess you could do like a nice like genre mix, but
I mean, you could do
essentially
that. I've noticed with like sometimes when I scream, a lot of times doing that kind of like choppy rap kind of style flow with the screams helps make it more easier to like enunciate and make your words more easier to kind of understand. So you never know,
that's
it
why
could
I
work.
do. That's why I do like the Dance Gavin Dance like Hail the Sun shit because they do
Hell
kind
yeah,
of break off into that.
hell yeah, that's so cool. Or you could do like who is it? This new from Ash is the New. They're like a new metal style band, but they got the rap and the scream mixed together. Have you ever checked them out?
I have not. You'll have to send me a link.
Yeah, definitely will. Those guys are fucking so cool. I love them. Super
I
nice guys.
uh I played with Casey Zans and the Purple Gang
Oh yeah, I love
over
those
at
guys.
McAlpine, bro. They did their fucking thing, and that it was a very nice mix of like
Yeah,
exactly what we're talking about.
those guys are so cool. I got to play with them back I think end of last year. I think it was October's time frame for a buddy of mine's birthday kind of show back at the where the hell was it? Maple Grove Tavern. There it was. That's where it was. Maple Grove Tavern was where it was.
Sorry, I'm trying to fucking get through this lag.
No, I feel you. I'm working there with you.
Here, I'm going through turn all my electronics off and shit.
Trying to cut down bandwidth. Yeah,
But like with all the music and shit, like it's really just felt like a matter of manifestation up until like this point. Cause like I do a lot of my affirmations and shit. Like I got like my little altar set up,
oh yeah,
the whole 9 yards. And
yeah. You were saying you're into like the hermetic laws and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah, because everything comes back around in a certain rate, and the energy you put in is just gonna come back to you in some way,
Oh, I
shape,
agree.
or form or another.
I agree
And just
completely.
seeing like the people around you who share, especially when you share so many like ambitions and ideas, because like I got the clothes and shit going on, I got music, like I'm trying to do just the whole fucking everything. I got a magazine I'm trying to work on right
Oh
now,
yeah, so
and
cool.
seeing people like they get inspired by themselves, trying to like seeing somebody else take that upon them, but then they also don't go through the lengths to make it like it's kind of like bandwagon, just like
Yeah, I
I
get
like
that.
to call it dick riding, but it's also a little bit more of an extremist form.
Yeah. So what got you kind of into like the some would call it like the occult kind of thinking or occult philosophies, stuff like that?
Shit, my mom got me into like spirituality itself, I would say, because she's a recovering addict, and like coming out of doing all of her shit, she taught me about like the Toltec shit, like the four agreements and the fifth agreement, and
That's
like
awesome.
knowledge of power,
That's very
and
cool.
or the
That's
power of
awesome. Good for
knowledge.
her. That's awesome. That's
And
beautiful.
yeah, she found like a lot of like grace and all that shit, and I kind of
That's
took it the
awesome.
other way because I've always been interested in like history and all that stuff, and you know, Ghostman, of course. And so I didn't get really too deep into like the shit. I'm more of like, I like the philosophical type of stuff. So I started reading into like Manly P. Hall, shit like that. And it really did help like piece together a lot of dots about the mind and just like thinking about shit,
Yeah.
because I was going through a lot of like anxiety and just not put togetherness. And so being able to, once again, like it's, I feel like exposure therapy kind of, because just going out to these shows saying like I'm gonna get better if I keep putting myself out
Yeah,
there and keep
exactly.
doing that, and then when you do that and keep
Keep
getting
putting
better,
the
it's like
energy and will towards it. Yeah, it's
when you're
kind of man.
practicing
Yeah,
simple manifestation like that,
exactly.
like
Yeah.
it can only grow to get stronger.
No, I've done that myself. When before my
It
band
just
started
kind of like
playing.
bundles for real.
Yeah, but yeah, before my band started playing shows, I was working at a machine shop and I hated that shop. And I was like, every day I'd be at the shop and I would tell myself, by this summer we're playing a festival. By this summer we're playing a big ass festival, and I would say it every single day. And by that summer we were playing a pretty big festival out in Akron, Summit Fest, and it was so much fun. Oh my! And it was like I was like, man, I literally was just saying this last summer that like next year this time that we're gonna be playing this big ass festival, and it was insane that it was able to happen like
Yes,
that. I
sir.
definitely feel that I had a part of just like kind of self manifestation and playing with that.
Exactly. And looking into that, like personally, like the introspection of, I used to feel like I wasn't cool enough to be able to like go and do all that shit. Like I was gonna be uncomfortable always not being in that kind of
Having that spiral down.
environment. Yeah, exactly. And so I try to put a lot of work personally into myself to try to make myself more, and it really does reflect in like the music and shit, like trying to write. Like if you're, I read manga in my spare time trying to get like cool fucking, and that goes within like the art, the clothes and the music and shit, because you see something cool that you want to replicate, or you see something cool you want to put on a shirt,
Oh yeah,
or something, you'll immediately start thinking of a bar.
hell yeah? What's your favorite anime?
Fully Cooley. I got a tattoo from it.
Hell yeah, my favorite anime would
Have
be.
you seen that? It's one of my
I have
favorite.
not. I have not seen Fully Cooley. No.
Continue. You go first.
So my favorite one is my all time favorite is probably either Sword Art Online or Full Metal Alchemist.
I got into Sword Art Online when I was like a lot younger, and a lot of
Same,
the
yeah.
sequel series they did. I
Yeah.
liked Alfenheim a lot. GGO wasn't my favorite, but the game was good.
Yeah, I can agree.
Um,
I can agree.
I liked fuck. There's another one that reminds me a lot of Sword Art Online. I forget that one, but Future Diary, great, love that shit. Uh,
You ever watch
Erased
Death
was
Note?
real big. Yeah, I was a real big Death Note dude. I
Yeah,
like that a
same.
lot. I have the Death Note like after manga where it
Oh yeah.
shows about like the new fucking book holders and shit.
Did you watch the live action?
No. Well, actually no, I did. I did
Oh,
like the live action
you did like it.
just because L was a good. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
He was a good character.
that was pretty good. Yeah, I agree with that.
Ryuk was my least favorite part.
Oh, completely. He was so horrible.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, you're good. I'm packing a bowl.
Oh hell yeah! I smoked a joint before this.
Hell yeah.
Actually,
I got my
go ahead.
you go ahead.
I was gifted these three plants like I got growing upstairs in my windowsill right now. I got there two of the strains are called gas chamber, and I can't the one of them's a mystery one, so I'm pretty sure it's either going to be lemon head, which is like a sativa, or it's going to be the Skittles, which is like a really deep like heavy indica.
I just picked up 6 clones,
Hell yeah, sweet.
like a week ago,
Hell yeah.
and actually no, I picked up 7 because they threw me an extra one. But the two that I kept, like I gave away out to a couple of outdoor growers so they can kind of take care of them.
Hell yeah.
The two that I kept, there's a rainbow runts here, and then there's a lemon sherb cookies, which are London sherb cookies.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I was at a odd. It was called the Odd Mall. It was like this like flea market kind of setup where a bunch of vendors were out there, and I was working
I
for
was there the other day. Yeah.
hell yeah. I was working for my buddy's clothing brand called Catholic Clothing, and actually soon we're gonna have a discount code.
Oh,
Hopefully
I think I
for
peeped the booth. It looked really good.
hell yeah, thank you. Uh, we're hopefully soon for the Weird Minds podcast. We'll have our own discount code with the Cathla because we've been working with those guys, and you'll see us a bunch. You'll see me all over the place with doing the Cathla events. But I was just hanging out at the booth, and the dude across from us had a bunch of plants, bunch of clones for sale, and I was like, "Yo, these actual THC like budding plants." He's like, "Yes." I was like, "How much for one?" He's like, $10. I'm like, "There's no fucking way this is that cheap." So I bought one, and I'm like, "Hell yeah!" So I'm all excited,
Bro.
dancing in my booth. I'm like, I got some weed. I'm gonna grow a fuck ton. And then he comes over before the event closes and he's like, "Hey, here, you won the lottery." Opens up this bag and hands me two more plants. He's like, "Someone was gonna buy these but didn't come back for him. Here you go." I was like,
Uh,
"Dude, fuck yeah, I got two more. Hell yeah." So then that's how I got
See,
three
and
plants going.
that's the type of shit. It's like good coincidences that like make the world go round. Because
Exactly. Yeah.
at a certain rate, you wanted to try your hand at buying that, but then it gave you 2 more, so now you have to.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like it made the weekend kind of worth it because that was a long ass drive out there.
And when you're doing righteous action, the world will take care of you.
Hey, facts. I've always kind of thought that like no matter what situation I've been in, no matter how like kind of chaotic it'll get, I always know that most of the time life will provide when it needs to. And so I always kind of have that kind of like semi-relaxed anxiety of any kind of moment that's chaos for me is that I always just kind of know that at some point here life will provide what I need to get through this moment.
Oh no, you definitely beautiful beginnings are disguised as chaotic downfalls. And so every time I've asked for like a big transition, you want something big, like it's usually hidden by like falling out with good friends or like losing people you that are real close to you that just in fucking things that would seem that are distressing in the moment, and then after a while you're like, wow, that really was very beneficial for me. I actually just went through like a year of being through like a back and forth toxic relationship, and now I met my current girlfriend, and looking back on like the way that I was acting, the way that I was perceiving the world, and just like I wasn't working on the things that I needed to do.
Hmm.
Like it would, my music would suffer, my art would suffer, and now like I wake up, I hop right out of bed in the morning, like I start getting to work on shit, and like everything's just coming together slowly, piece by piece, and it really reflects on just what you already know, kind of.
Hell yeah, that's so cool. So what if you mind me asking, what when you're doing your altar work, who are you mostly doing your work towards? Like, if it's like, is it just kind of like most like will energy kind of work, like where you're just kind of like putting your own will towards like self manifestation, or are you like working with deities?
So going going back, I've never been too like concise with what I think I know or what I would perceive, because like always church has just been seemed like a not like good ordeal, or just about how the entire of the Bible is just all speculation upon the body. Like there's 33 segments of Freemasonry, but there's 33 segments of the Jacob's ladder in the Bible, and then there's 33 segments of your spine, and it all like I think it all personally relates to like Hermeticism in the way that as it's the self, like heaven is the brain, everything like that, and
Before you get deeper, you there was some lag there real quick. This is really interesting. Can we restart a little bit because of the lag?
yeah. So within Manly P Hall, he talks about the occult anatomy of man, and he relates everything back to the human body in a sense. And when you go to his other like readings, like the Secret Teachings of All Ages, it'll start talking about how even 200 years after Jesus was supposedly born and died, like Bethlehem wasn't named. Like there wasn't a place that was called Bethlehem. There wasn't Gomorrah, and those are biblical names. Like Bethlehem directly translates to the house of bread, and that's because Jesus was born of a virgin. Jesus was born in Virgo, so there could very well have been a man that was Jesus. But if you've ever seen Zeitgeist,
Yeah.
like it kind of it'll go and talk about how there's multiple deities throughout the times that have gone through that exact same shit. Like he was born of a virgin, followed by three kings, died for 3 days, resurrected on the fourth, stuff like that. And when you get deeper into it, like Zeitgeist will talk about how on December 22nd, the end on it reached the lowest point, and everyone thought it was going to be dark forever, like it wasn't coming back. And then on December 25th, Christmas, it starts rising a degree. And so on the fourth day, Jesus rose, and it's followed by the constellation, the three kings. And so, like, everything is right. The Bible is the greatest story ever told. And we couldn't possibly think that, like, as a society we're getting like the whole truth of everything,
Yeah.
when if you ask anybody, church and state is separate. But if you look into history, the Freemasons helped build the White House. Like if you look up the
Yeah.
Freemasons corner of
There's
the
no
White
such thing
House,
as
like there were
church and state
presidents that
separate.
have undergone construction looking for like the secret shit.
Yeah. There's no such thing as separate state and church.
Exactly.
It's never happened.
Even on the dollar bill,
It says in God we
and
trust.
Florida, there was a place, I think somewhere in Florida, they forced or they are forcing children to say the Pledge of Allegiance in school, like it's a
That's awesome.
requirement. And see, like that kind of shit is sickening. But I mean, yeah, but like in God we trust, under one
That
nation
part,
type. So like
I
if
can agree
church and
with
state
that
are
part.
separate, yeah.
But when it comes to, I was thinking more of like the patriotic side. Yeah. But I can get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
no, you're right. There was a documentary, like moving away from all like the hermetic stuff, just with like spirituality and religion as a whole, Christianity, and I mean even, yeah, mostly Christianity, I guess, but just the church in general is so pushed and biased. Like I've spoken to people in rehab, and that sometimes that's all they get is like religious shit to like get them through. So
Yeah.
like you got to find your God, you got to find, but a lot places are a lot more open, but they're not educated, and so they're not teaching about like, if you with the question, it was like hail Satan mark, and it talks about how the modern Satanists, like they're non-theological, like they don't believe in like heaven and hell and shit like that. So it's strictly a symbol looking in, and their official symbol is the sigil of Baphomet, which is, if you're familiar, it's like the as above so below type. And the sigil of Baphomet strictly is just like, I guess it's like a ward for people who aren't open-minded enough to get past like, oh, you guys believe in demons type shit. And there was even a statue conducted in Washington D.C. that people themselves like rammed with trucks, tore down, like wrapped with chains and stuff, because it's just ignorance at like its finest. When you can cultivate that disbelief against the occult, like even regular spirituality is considered like occult and magic, even like, especially when it just recently in the past like decade, I guess, would start becoming a lot more popular, like crystal girls and stuff like that, and tarot
Yeah.
readings.
Yeah,
And
spirituality has definitely had like a massive boom on like TikTok and social media for some reason, which is cool.
exactly.
It's cool in some aspects, but then there's some that you see that are kind of using it to kind of just like boost their following, and it's where it has that toxic side of it, and I don't like that side of it. Hey guys, we're gonna take a break real quick from the show. My band Ash Hollow, we got a show coming up June 1st at the Foundry up in Lakewood. Come on out and see us. We'll have tickets on our website at ashhollowband.com. So go get some tickets, get some merch, come hang out. It's gonna be a fucking awesome party, biggest production we've had planned so far. I'm so excited for you guys to come see this show. So please come on out June 1st at the Foundry in Lakewood. And back to the show. Awesome, and we're back. Sweet.
Ah, yes, we are. Okay, let me fix my hat real quick. Sorry, I had to change my scenery.
You good? You good? All good. Hopefully, we got some less lag this
I
time.
forget what we were on about.
We were on
Yeah,
hermetics,
hopefully.
spirituality. You were talking
Oh,
about
okay.
symbolism with the satanic church and stuff like that. Something along those, yeah, it was one of those kind of topics. Yeah,
Yeah, essentially, I just feel like because I mean, today you're pushing like Christianity on kids and shit, which I mean, like I guess is cool in a sense, trying to give some form of guidance because in a way the Bible is like just a compound of morals, beliefs, like just righteousness, I guess. But there's also just a lot of shit in there, like that you can't have churches claiming certain stuff about like something divine, but also not claiming so like we are a good church, we fuck with gay people, but
yeah.
this is a bad church that doesn't fuck with gay people.
That's like one of the biggest like hypocrisies when it comes to like a lot of organized religions with a lot of the rule sets that they always somehow we're gonna set these rules, but we're a religion, not a cult. You know, you guys can't do this, this, and this, and only can do this, this, and this, and only can eat this, this, and this. But we're
Not
not the cult. We're
aware
not a cult. You know.
exactly. Here, I'm
Yeah.
gonna stop my video and see if that helps the lag at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah. I'll do the same here.
No, I'm just gonna stop my video. Yeah, okay. Uh, with all the like just stuff that goes on religiously, I feel like it's a problem of itself because they're not uneducated but ignorant in a way because you can go to a lot of like a lot of people think it's like real talk, just shit that actually happened. When historically, that's just not accurate. Because like, if you're unaware, during one of the last, I don't know if it's one of the last crusades, but during a crusade, they burnt down the Library of Alexandria, like one of the greatest formations of knowledge in history. And they were just
Do
like,
you
"Oops,
think they
that was
looked back like a few weeks later and like, damn, you guys think we should have done that?
bro." It was definitely like premeditated, and the people who did it were had been like, "Damn, this sucks." Like we really, but you can't do shit except listen.
Well, yeah, that was probably the last time that there was like a communal college where anyone could go to access great access of knowledge and learn whatever their heart desired. Probably, yeah.
And now you're just getting everything straight from the church too, because like the Vatican holds the last piece of the Library of Alexandria, and right after that, the Catholic Church forming the Vatican, then like moving into Western society, like we have churches everywhere, and you would have to imagine like the Freemasons are just trickling off from the Knights Templar, and the Knights Templar were directly under the kings and the people who were
Yeah.
establishing these crusades. And so the Freemason like idealisms, they learn their shit from the people who know how to manipulate people the best. So they know that there's a secret school of thought, like there's a secret process that you should be going through. And then what people are being given today, like you have to just imagine they think of people as sheep, like you got to give them the basics. You got to make stories up, make it sound cool and big, and then the people who know, like they know.
Yeah, that's so yeah, because like, sorry, one sec.
Oh, you're good.
Nova, stop it. What were you saying? My bad. I got distracted. I'm so sorry.
Uh, like just what we're given as a whole cannot be what is all there, obviously, and so it's all just available to people who look deeper within, I guess.
Yeah,
But
that's definitely been my biggest like kind of initial like of interest into like the occult philosophy or just like the occult knowledge because all it is hidden knowledge and I'm like why is this thing
and
and
hidden
what
in plain sight at that.
exactly. And so I've been doing this massive collection of just buying any kind of book that I find that I can see at these odd and hidden bookstores where I can find these books. Every time I find one,
Bro, I'm telling you, Secret Teachings of All Ages by Manly P. Hall and the Occult Anatomy of Man.
is that on? Can I get that on Amazon?
Yes, sir.
Ooh, you have to send me a link to that. I'll definitely want to get that.
I
I
got you because that
I've been
shit really did change me.
hell yeah. I've been reading the fourth book of occult philosophy.
Okay. My homie, he's giving me some pretty good recommendations. I can't name them off the top of my head, but like looking at what I got here, I've been reading into like Nostradamus and shit lately.
Hell yeah. I've been doing a lot of Cthulhu mythos and stuff like that. I have one of the I have a
Yeah, I got the.
I have a Necronomicon that has like some like original rituals that are in there. And I'm like, why am I reading this out loud inside my car? This is not safe. It's not safe.
I've got like a little paperback Necronomicon, but my cousin he got like one that was like translated on parchment and bound together and
That's so
shit that
cool.
he was buying off Etsy for like page by page.
Hell yeah, that is so cool. Do you believe in like the paranormal world, like kind of like the spiritual world, that there's maybe entities outside of our dimension?
I mean, like in a sense, I guess for you would have to because my grandma actually passed away in the house that I live in, and
Hmm.
at that on my 17th birthday, and so I feel like obviously we would have a very strong connection. So I keep a little orb full of her ashes
Hell yeah,
close by me,
that's
and like she was real like she loved to joke. She loved to like bullshit around with people, and she always had these scary ass masks. Like way back then, you know, you could spend like $400 on an expensive ass Halloween mask, and she had like a whole bunch of them. There was a store out in Canton, I guess, that she like would collect them from, and she loved to scare my entire family. But she never really did it to me because I mean, she was a bit too old. And so, like, by the time she had passed away, like, shit would be going crazy around in the house. Like, shit would be dropping out of the cabinets or, like, something would fall over. My mom would freak the fuck out, but I would always think it was hilarious. So
that's awesome.
I can only correlate that to what happened when she was still alive.
Yeah,
Because
that's crazy.
that's the exact same reaction I would always have.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's crazy. My dad passed away in my mom's my old childhood house, and every night for the first couple months after he passed away, there was we had this like kind of like light thing that was hanging from the ceiling there that was plugged in.
EMF.
And well no, it was in like the same spot that he passed away, and every night at the exact same time that he did pass away, like months later, it would turn on, and it was the creepiest thing because it was like this like lantern type thing with a
Oh,
figurine of a police officer. My dad was a cop, and like the cop was holding a lantern, and so it would all like turn on the
uh,
same time that he passed away. It was super creepy. It was cool as hell, but
and
super
see, that's
creepy at
shit
the
that you
same
can't.
time. Yeah, you can't deny.
That's shit that you really can't pass off the coincidence.
Yeah,
And when you get like real spiritual and you try to get really into it, it's like you can't deny signs that are obviously there. Otherwise, you're gonna stop receiving that as much.
yeah.
And
It's always been cool because my childhood house has always been like rumored and story told that it was haunted, and it was really cool. At the first episode I did of the podcast, I had a buddy of mine, Andrew West, who's a paranormal investigator, come on the show, and he brought on some what did he bring on? It was a K no, it wasn't a K2 meter. It was a spirit box, and what else did he bring on? It was, I can't remember what the other thing was, but it was like every time you get close to it, it'll make a noise. And he like had it on the table inside the podcast studio. None of us were near it. We were just talking, just hanging out, having the conversation, middle of the episode, and it was just sitting on the table, turned on, and all you hear is beep, and you could hear it clearly through the audio of the podcast too as well. And I'm like, I ignored it
uh,
at first, thinking, because my dog was laying underneath the table, and I was like, oh, she maybe I just got close enough to make it go off. And he showed me like, no, you have to like get on top of this thing's antenna to like try to get it to go off. So I'm like, okay, yeah, it was no way it was the dog. What the hell? There's something standing in here with us. And so then we turn on the spirit box later on in the episode, and we get like, I mean, there's probably 5 or 6 clear responses back to like a verbal responses back to what you were asking, just like out in the open for like shits and giggles, and it was always so cool.
see, I've always wanted to do some shit like that. My mom's real. She was real into like the think they're divination rods and shit,
Yeah,
where like they're supposed to go and like touch back together and
yeah.
lead you towards like the energy, and then you like take the photos and all the spirit balls are everywhere. See, I've always wanted to get into stuff like that because with the magazine I want to start doing, we're going to be doing a podcast as well,
Sweet.
and we wanted to start doing interviews and stuff with it. And so, like, because I'll be going to all the shows and doing all this stuff, so I want to at least give people like a chance to platform themselves, maybe give
Oh yeah,
themselves a
that's
little bit of
awesome.
exposure. And been trying to think of, like different segments, different sketch shit to do like that. So ghost hunting, that would be cool.
Yeah, May 17th, I'll be going out with Andrew out to Helltown, Ohio to do some investigating.
How Helltown was cool last time I saw it. It was flooded though, so we couldn't get up through like too far into the town.
Oh, damn, really?
Yeah, from what we saw though, it was so beat and like spray painted up everywhere. I wonder, like, you gotta let me. I will have to check that out.
Yeah, I'll definitely be taking like videos and stuff like that, posting all over the social media of the Weird Minds pages and stuff like that. So it'll be all over.
Hell yeah! I think I'm gonna have to get out of here.
All right,
I got
yeah.
my
Thanks for
girlfriend
much.
coming back over here.
Yeah, thanks for so much
We
for
we
coming
should
on.
set this up for another time.
Yes, yes, definitely.
Hell yeah! I'll be texting you, bro. I
All right, bro.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Have a good day.
You as well.